EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And normally in this spot we talk about passing numbers from last week, but this time it's all about the rushing. 3 times he found the end zone in his last ball game. He is a do-everything quarterback, and you have to expect we'll see him call his own number here as well.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 33-yard line.
Play action. Now Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Jackson now off the bootleg. That's caught. It's Flowers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
14 more yards. That's another.
To throw again is Jackson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. And CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
They'll look to throw again. He'll try and do this himself. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Their mobile quarterback, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go, his first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense.
Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
Here's Nix. Hard throw, incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point of the season. He gets it to Johnston. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The first-round pick looking comfortable in this offense. First down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Jackson now. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. First down, here's Mitchell. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. The numbers last week for Mitchell. 22 carries, 84 yards and a touchdown.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
3 yards. That's another Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. On target to his man, Likely. Now second and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Back to throw here. Now into the hands of Flowers. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll run with Mitchell. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. With his 11th touchdown on the ground, number 13 overall. And the Ravens have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up first and 10. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on first and 10.
First down.
They'll go again with Dobbins. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The rushing totals for Dobbins last week, 22 carries, 60 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But
Dobbins hit and he fumbles. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
You remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute. But did they really believe that we're shooting this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it. And afterwards they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
On first down, they go back to Mitchell. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now it's Jackson. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. On now is Ty Zentner to punt. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
That's good for a Broncos first down.
Off the play fake, Nix. They'll get that complete to Parkinson. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
To throw, here's Nix. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
And he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Fielded at the 20. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Mitchell now off the option. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he will have the Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
To the right side, into the hands of Flowers.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard.
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Well, this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. The Broncos offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
And the Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Throwing Nix. And this one's incomplete. Here's second and 10.
Incomplete. Brings up second and 10.
Now it's Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. From the gun on third down, it's Nix. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
That's good for a Broncos.
Nix looking to throw again. A short throw to Ingram. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
Brings up second and 1.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Broncos first down. A gain of 12. And the Broncos first down.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Incomplete. It's now second and 10.
Nix to the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down.
Makes it third and 8.
To throw is Nix. He'll dump this off, complete to Dobbins. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll be fourth down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. Now Jackson. This one caught by his tight end Andrews. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. On the option right is Jackson.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Throwing is Jackson. Now he'll tuck this and run, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. And the Broncos first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And that'll be incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Incomplete. Teddy Buchanan on the coverage.
Operating from the gun. Nix. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
3rd down and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Nick's going to keep this himself. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Jackson from the shotgun. He'll try and do this himself. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second.
Nix from the shotgun. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Nix. Right side, and he finds Gray. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
That's another Broncos first.
Back to the air with Nix. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Brings up second and 5.
A short throw to Ingram. Just a gain of a couple there. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. And it is caught. And he will have the Broncos first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man on stride, complete. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Second down and 6 now. Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
That's good for a Broncos first down.
Nix to throw again. And that one incomplete as it breaks a string of 8 straight pass completions. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. To throw, here's Nix. Touchdown, Broncos! Mecole Hardman as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room. Play action. Now Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
In motion goes the tight end. Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnston. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
That last throw, CD, going to move him even further up that all-time passing leaderboard as he just moved beyond Broadway Joe Namath at 27,663 yards.
And that's impressive because Joe Namath, my goodness, he could throw a football. I mean, it was just gorgeous the way he threw it. Rallied his Jets to a Super Bowl win, one of the greatest upsets in NFL history. Broadway Joe, the man.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And the Broncos offense set to begin this third quarter. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Throwing Nix.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Credit that sack to Travis Jones.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. He'll air this one out from Mims. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it.
And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go down as a loss of 9 on the 1st down play.
The safety position continues to evolve into a bigger role in run defense than in the past. They certainly love to have him drop down and get aggressive in bringing ball carriers down behind the line of scrimmage. Not many bigger stops than that one right there.
This time Jackson will throw it. And Walker has it. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 3rd down and 13.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Denver.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. Takes it to about the 37. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
37-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
A short throw to Ingram. This one good for a first down, and also that is catch number 90 for him now on the season.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
At the 48-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
And here's a quick throw out to Mims.
85 catches for him on the year now, and the result there is a first down.
A gain of 4 yards. That's another Broncos first down. A 4-yard pickup on the play. First down, Broncos.
Here's a give to Dobbins. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. 2nd and 7.
Pick up a 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Another run here with Dobbins.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive.
To throw is Nix. He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. A carry here for the big tight end. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Dobbins is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
2-yard pickup. Brings up 3rd and goal.
They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. They'll try to pick.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Bo Nix
Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Broncos have got it back to within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
What's good on the extra point? And the lead will shrink to 6.
Broncos 14.
So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
A little juke. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
They go play action with Jackson. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
Jackson to Bateman there for the Baltimore first.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. There'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up second down.
Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 1 yard
In motion comes the tight end left.
And 9.
From the gun, it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews.
Jackson's pass.
Here's third and 9.
Andrews. He steps out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Jackson will throw again.
Yet again, targeting and finding Mark Andrews.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 39. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
Now a second and 6.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 21.
That's another Baltimore first down.
They run over center with Mitchell.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Second and 8 coming from the 19.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
From the gun, Jackson.
On the out route, he finds Johnston.
They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
Quentin Johnston.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2.
The Ravens will.
They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
Ravens 28, Broncos 14.
So they go with a pass, and it works there on the two-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on two-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a two-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
They'll start by running the option to the right. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4.
Here's Nix.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
That's another Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Dobbins.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On the sneak, it's Nix. And he will have a Broncos first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
First down. 2 yards on the play. First down.
A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. 63 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 23, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Nix to the air.
He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they'll get this down to the 10.
13 yards on the play. That's good for a Broncos first down.
Now it's Nix.
Looking middle, and that's complete.
He'll come up 2nd and 7.
To Danny Gray. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 7-yard line.
They go back to the ground with Dobbins.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
3rd and 8.
Operating from the gun. Nix. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
Travis Jones
Picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, we saw him score on the ground earlier in the ball game. This time, the defense says not so fast.
Yeah, that's good scouting and good awareness, isn't it? Because you always have to be wary of him keeping it himself, especially in this part of the field. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, you know he'll take off and try and go for it himself.
A 29-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there.
Davis fumbles it. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Hunter, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th.
Denver's offense ready to go again. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Now time to see what this offense has left in the tank.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Nix over the middle. He's got his tight end Ingram. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
First down. A gain of 16 yards. And the Broncos first down.
Back to throw. Nix.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
The first down screen pass, good for 5.
2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 16-yard line.
On play action, here's Nix.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
To throw, here's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's good.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Dobbins running out of the gun.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
3rd and goal. And keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Throwing Nix. They'll try and do this.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Call it a loss of 8 there, and it's going to lead to a 4th down. 4th and goal.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
A 30-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
37-yard line.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw a defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Complete to number 7, Rashad Bateman. It's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's Jackson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Nick Bonito in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
The Ravens send their punter out now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Nix. That's caught left side by Hardman. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line.
A give. Dobbins trying the right side.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Here is 3rd and 5.
No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And they'll begin by running the option.
The quick feet by Jackson. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Now Jackson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. And the Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And they take a knee.
2nd and 11. A give here to Mitchell.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.